Today's video is the definition of
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Uchenna and I'm a Nigerian-based digital content creator. On this channel, I talk about everything books, from recommendation to book reviews to tips and many more. So if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, what are you waiting for? Do click the subscribe button below this video and become part of the family. Today, I'll be talking about my anti-TBR list. Yes, this video was inspired by that other Nigerian girl. She's a YouTuber and a bookstagrammer. I'm going to leave her channel handle below. I've seen this video back then, but I wasn't on YouTube yet, so I wanted doing it on Instagram, but then I didn't, so I left it. And seeing this video now, I actually was inspired to talk about mine too. So on this list, on this video today, I come in peace, but I have to do this. So let's get into it right away. The first question in the tag is a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. And for me, the first book on my list would be Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. This book, I know a couple of readers and some friends that actually read this book while they were growing up. They had the opportunity, but luckily for me, I didn't have the opportunity of reading any of her book. I didn't get to know her till like I think finishing secondary school. Yes, that kind, 2017. I didn't really get to know her, and when I discovered, like when I learned about the book, I wasn't really hyped about the book. I just don't know why. I wasn't really hyped about the book, and I haven't read any book, like any book from the series, and I have no interest in reading the book because there's so much in this current period that's going on with the author, and I know most times you're like you don't mix the art and the author together, if you understand. There's a saying like that, but for me, I just can't do that. And also, it's a series that I found no interest in reading, and I'm happy I didn't get to read any of them, so I don't know anything about it. Like I don't even know what this series is talking about. I just know that, okay, if you have elements of let's say fantasy and magic, that's just what I know about this book. Finished. The second book on my list would be The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. So I haven't read that book too, The Hobbit. Like, I don't know what that book is talking about, but we just have to let it slide because I am at this phase where I'm not going to force myself to read books that I am not interested in reading. Yes, so I am just going to let that one slide because I have no interest in reading it. And the third on my list is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. That book, I've seen that book a couple of times on Bookstagram. Like, I've seen it a lot, and I just don't have any interest in reading that book, not at all. Just for no reason. I don't know. The title, let's say the title is not drawing me, it's not attracting me, it's not giving for me, and I just don't see a reason why I should pick the book. Yes, and I'm not going to pick it. It's one of the books that I've seen most people love and they enjoy, but I just have no interest in reading the book. The second question tag is a classic book or author you have no interest in reading. That for me would be, first on my list is To Kill a Mockingbird. I haven't read that book and I have no interest in reading the book. And the second for me, it would be Dracula. I know some people are going to come for me if they should watch this video. I am sorry, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I just have no interest in reading the book. I just don't see. It's not drawing my attention. I don't find it captivating, even though I haven't read the blurb. The third on the list is Lord of the Flies. This book, I remembered I was still in secondary school, that is high school, when I saw some couple of readers, or let's say some friends, they were reading this book, and I think the title was just interesting, but I just don't have interest. Like, I don't find the book interesting. I just don't know why. I was like, no, the book is not for me. So since then, I have no interest in reading the book. The third question on the tag is, and also you have read a couple of books from and decided they are not for you. For me, let me just tell you straight up, it's Jane Austen. And I have only read one book, which is Pride and Prejudice. But I just have no interest in reading any other books. Maybe it's just, let's say I don't have it in for classic novels. Yes, And I on my own personally, I won't pick up any of her books to read again because when I read Pride and Prejudice, it wasn't bad, but it was not just sorry, not sorry. I don't see any hype for that book. So I don't think I'm going to pick any of her book on my own, except maybe I have an exam or I have a situation I have to like maybe read her book or something. So aside from that, she's an author I don't see myself reading anytime, any day, and that's on period. Please, if you're ready to this video so far, do give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you're yet to subscribe to the channel. This will help this channel to go a long way. Yes. Now, the next question on the anti-TBR list is a genre you have no interest in reading or you tried to get into but couldn't. For me, I don't have any on this question. Like, it's none for me. I don't like I read across different genres, but mostly, let's say, it's when it's like by Black, Indigenous, people of color. But I read across different, from romance to literary fiction to contemporary fiction to LGBTQ plus fiction to memoirs to romance to like there's a lot of genres and I read across different genres. So I don't really have any particular genre I would say I have no interest in reading. It's not thriller, it's not, there's none. I read across different genres, so I would say no on this one. The next question on the tag is a book you bought but you will never read. Firstly, that book is 50 Shades of Grey. That is the first book. I haven't read, I have that book since when? During my startup on Bookstagram, when I was still coming up on Bookstagram. And I just don't know. I read the first chapter when I on my phone back then, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get. I got this book, but till today I haven't read this book. And even the movie, I haven't seen the movie. I saw only the first part. That is 50 Shades of Grey, and I haven't since. I didn't even finish it, and since then I didn't even go back. I didn't went back to the movie, so that's just it. I'm not reading that book. And also, I have another In the Garden trilogy by Nora Robert. I read the first one in that series and I loved it. And I had to get the second and the third. And it's, I don't know, since then I just don't have any interest. It's a book that I have no interest I'm going to read ever. The next question on the tag is a series you have no interest in or have DNF'd. For me, the series is A Song of Ice and Fire series. That's the Game of Thrones series. I don't have any interest in reading that series and I don't see myself ever reading that series. Sorry, not sorry. I've watched Game of Thrones, but I can remember vividly how it ended. It was not good. Yes, the ending was trash. The starting was, and that book, that series was like something preparation made me do. I was doing my A level around that period, and a couple of my mates, they were like, what are you doing if you haven't seen Game of Thrones? They were just all hyped about Game of Thrones. Okay, I'm gonna see it. So I started, and guys, I was falling. See, I do sleep off whenever I'm watching that series. I just don't know why. I always just sleep off whenever I'm watching that series. And I had to just push myself through. It felt like I have an assignment and you just don't want to flop. You just want to finish it and see how everything goes or something like that. So I just took it like an assignment and I watched it to the end. At some point, it didn't feel like an assignment because I think I found it interesting at some point. But then at the end, I was like, okay, so everything is now ended just like that. Not bad, but the book, I am not seeing myself reading that book like never ever. The last question in the Anti-Tbr tag is a new release you have no interest in, and that book for me is The Atlas 6 by Olive Blake. I have the title alone, The Atlas 6, and then the cover is just not, it's not just something I find interesting. And I picked this out from the ARC copies I have from Libo Efren. Like, this was actually like a hard question because I don't know, from the recent releases, I just have interest in them as long as they're by Black indigenous people of color. I just want to read them. And the covers they have been given, the titles have been given, because most times I don't read blurb at all. I don't read. So what actually do get my interest is, first of all, the title, second of all, the cover, and third, if the book is by a Black author, a person of color, something like something of that nature, I'm going to read the book. So on this one, the Atlas 6 is just I don't know, the book is not just something I find interesting, not the title, not the author, not anything. Even though I don't know if I haven't read anything, I haven't heard about the author before, so but I am just not reading this book. Now guys, please do tell me in the comment section if you have any similar book on this. Like, what's your take on this? Which book, the book I listed, is there any of them that is your favorite? Let me know in the comment section. I would love to know. Thank you for watching till this end. I really do appreciate. And please do subscribe to the channel, and also share with that they should subscribe to this channel if they are a lover of books, or they want to cultivate the habit of reading, or they love everything bookish. They should just subscribe to the channel. See you in my next video. Bye.